Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Manivas. Let's discuss about one of the most frequently asking interview questions that is nothing but singleton design pattern in Java. Singleton pattern says that just define a class that has only one instance and provide a global point of access to it. So we can say in other words like a class must ensure that only one instance to be created and that single instance can be used by all other classes. So for a class only one instance to be created and it won't allow to create multiple objects for that class. Singleton pattern restricts the instantiation of a class to a one object. In object oriented programming, a singleton class will have only one instance at a time. So that is the singleton design pattern principle. So a class must have only one instance and it won't allow to create multiple instances for the singleton class. Let's consider a class as a fixed functionality and it doesn't differ whether you create one instance or multiple instances of that class. So why do we need to create multiple instances if there is no change in the functionality? So we can restrict to create multiple instances for that class using the singleton design pattern principle. We can make that class as singleton so it won't allow to create multiple instances. If multiple objects created for the same functionality, then memory for the entire remaining objects will be wasted, right? So to reduce the memory wastage, we can make that class as a singleton. Let's take an example. In our application, we have a properties file with some data. Okay, so I'm creating a class with the name read properties file. Okay, so this class functionality is to read the properties file data and creating an object with the data and returning back. In our applications, several classes need properties file data. So what those classes will do, they will create instances to the read properties file class and using that instance they will get the properties file data. So whatever classes need properties file data, they will create read properties file class object, right? So in that way multiple objects creating for the read properties file class, but the class functionality will not differ whether we create one or more. So memory will be wasted, right, to create multiple objects for that class. So what we can do, we can make that class as a singleton, so it won't allow to create multiple instances, only one instance to be created, and all the classes whichever required properties file data, those classes will create instance for, will use the instance of the read properties file and get the data. So in this way we can save them, we can reduce the memory wastage. Let's consider another example in real time. We have a connection pool in an application. So in that application, several files, several classes need a connection object from the connection pool. So in between, what I can do, I will use data source class, and the data source class functionality is to get the connection object from the connection pool and returning back to the callers. So whatever classes need a connection object from the connection pool, what they will do, they will create the instances to the data source object. From the data source object they will get the connection. So here the functionality of the data source class is to provide the connection object. The functionality of the data source object is fixed, it doesn't differ even we create one or more objects. So let's consider 5 classes in our application need connection object. So that 5 classes creating an instance to the data source object to get the connection object from the connection pool. So it is creating the 5 instances for the data source. It is causing the memory wastage, right? One instance itself can serve the 5 classes requirement. So data source functionality will not change. Data source functionality will not change even we create multiple objects. So I can make the data source class as a singleton so that only one instance to be created, and in our application whatever classes need connection objects, so they will use the that single instance, I mean data source object, they will get the connection object. We can achieve this by making the data source class as a singleton. As so far with our discussion, we can easily understand that, I mean, advantage of singleton design pattern is reducing the memory wastage, because object will not be created at each request. Only single instance will be created, and that single instance will be reused again and again. That is the advantage of singleton design pattern. So how to make a class as a singleton design pattern in Java? So to make any class in Java as a singleton, we need to follow these steps. First, we need to have a static member inside that class, and declare a private constructor inside that class, and one static factory method we need to have it inside that class. So with these three steps, we can make a class as a singleton. Before going to the example to make a class as singleton, let's think about what are the forms of singleton design pattern. So we have two forms. One is early instantiation and lazy instantiation. Early instantiation means creating the instance at the time of loading, but lazy instantiation means create an instance whenever it is required. We will see both forms with examples in further few seconds. So to make a class a singleton, we need to perform these three steps. I mean, need to have a static member, private constructor, and static factory method. So why private constructor? Declaring inside the class, because by declaring the constructor as a private inside the class, so that we can prevent the instantiation of that class outside of that class. So outside of that class we cannot do instantiation, so we are preventing the object creation of the class outside of it. So for that purpose we are declaring the private constructor. And static factory method, what is the purpose of static factory method? Outside it won't allow to do instantiation, it won't allow to create an object, because we are declaring the private constructor. So how we can use the singleton design pattern outside? Correct. So inside the static factory method, we will returning the object of the singleton class, so that whatever classes need singleton class functionality or object, those classes will call the static factory method and get the object of singleton class. Because of that purpose, we are having the static factory method. And static member, why do we need to declare the static member inside the singleton class? To hold the instance of the singleton class. So these are the three things we need to remember before making a class as a singleton in design pattern, I mean as a singleton in Java. Sorry. Yeah, first let's understand early instantiation of the singleton pattern. As name resembles, early instantiation means creating the instance of the class at the time of declaring the static data member, so that instance of the class will be created at the time of class loading. Let's take a class with the name A, and inside that class I am declaring the static data member with the name obj of type class A. While declaring this obj static data member, at the time of declaring itself, I am creating an instance to the class A, and obj referring that instance. So at the time of declaring the static data member itself, I am initializing the class A. And the next thing is I am declaring the private constructor, so that outside it will prevent to instantiate this class, and in that way it won't allow to create our objects outside. So we created object inside this class, and we declared the private constructor. So outside it won't allow to instantiate. Then now we can use the instance of this class outside. So to achieve that purpose, we have the static factory method. I am declaring the static factory method with the name getA. This method will return the object which we created in above statement. That is the purpose of having the static factory method. But here the disadvantage of early instantiation is, if the object we created, right, if it is not used by any other classes, then memory wastage, right? So this is the disadvantage in early instantiation. We can overcome this drawback in lazy instantiation of singleton design pattern. This is example for lazy instantiation form. So what I'm doing here is same steps I'm following it, just but only one difference. I will tell you that. So declaring the class with the name A, and declaring the static data member with the name obj of type class A, and declaring the private constructor so that outside the instantiation, I mean object will not be created, it will not allow to create object outside the class, and inside the static factory method. What static factory method will do usually, it will return the instance of the singleton class, return back. So before returning back, I am checking whether that object has been initialized, I mean whether singleton class object has been initialized, or I mean instantiated or created. So I am checking whether obj is null or not. If it is null, only then I am creating the instance of the singleton class. And if obj, I mean if obj is not null, that means instance of the singleton class already has been created, so I am returning back. So I am creating the instance of the class only when obj referring, I mean pointing to the null. Okay, so inside static factory method, I am checking whether obj as referring any instance of the class A or not. If it is not referring to the instance of the class A, that means instance of the class A is not yet created. So I will create instance of the class A, and I will assigning to the obj. Then I will return the obj to the callers. Okay, but if obj referring to the instance of class A already, then if condition obj equal to null will fail, so it will come out of the if condition. Obviously it return the object which has been created at first time, which has been created or which has been initialized earlier. So here we are not declaring, I mean we are not instantiating the class A at the time of declaring the static data member. We are declaring, I mean we are instantiating the object, we are instantiating the class A inside the static factory method. This is the only difference in lazy instantiation. So object will not be instantiated or created at the time of class loading. It will be created whenever we require. Whoever requires the object of the singleton class, they will use the static factory method. They will call the static factory method, right? So inside static factory method, it has been already created or not, we will check it. If it is not created, we will create and returning back. If it is already created, then we will return the existing object. So here object is getting created on demand whenever we required. So this is the way of making the singleton class, this is the way of making the class as singleton in lazy form, I mean lazy instantiation form. We can create one of object of singleton class inside static factory method so that we can create the object lazily, and hence we can avoid the memory wastage problem of the above approach. Above approach means early instantiation, correct. There is one important thing, I mean in multi-threading environment, if two threads simultaneously calling the static factory method, what will happen? Then there is a possibility of creating the two objects for singleton class. This is wrong. This is singleton principle violation, right? For singleton class, only one instance should be created, not more than one. But in multi-threaded environment, if two threads simultaneously are calling the static factory method in lazy form, there is a possibility of two objects getting created for the singleton class. This is completely contradiction to the singleton principle. So to resolve this concurrent issue, what we will do is we will make static factory method as a synchronized method. So what we will do, we will use the synchronizer keyword along with the along with the static factory method declaration. So we are making the static factory method as synchronized method using the synchronizer keyword. So then only one thread is allowed to access it simultaneously, so that the object of the class will be created only once, right? So inside static factory method, for example, at, at the first call to the static factory method, it will check whether object is created or not. If it is not created, it will create new one and returning back that object. But from second time calling static factory method, from second call onwards, what will happen? Already object has been created, right? So it won't create new one, it will return the existing one. That is the way we are coding inside the static factory method, and we are using the synchronized keyword, so that if two or multiple threads are simultaneously calling the static method, then there is no chance of creating the multiple objects, because only one thread is allowed to access static factory method at a time. This is how we can overcome the creating the two objects in multi-threading environment when two threads simultaneously calling the static factory method. Using the synchronized keyword, we can overcome that. So at last, we need to have when we make a class as a singleton, then only single instance to be created for that class, and it won't allow to create more than one instance. And whatever that single instance to be created, right, that single instance to be used by all other classes. This is what singleton design pattern principle. So we have covered what is singleton design pattern, and when we go for singleton design pattern, and what are the advantages of it, and how to make a class as singleton. And in multi-threading environment, there is a possibility to create multiple objects for singleton class. When multiple threads simultaneously calling the static factory method, there is a possibility in multi-threading environment. So that also we can overcome using the synchronizer keyword. Making the static factory method as a synchronizer method. So we can make the singleton class to have only one object at a time. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you.